I decided to re-watch The Secret yesterday. I hadn't seen the film since it first came out, and I wanted to talk about what I think resonates and what doesn't resonate for me in that movie. The opening sequence is almost insulting in terms of, the message that it's giving to the viewers about The Secret being portrayed as some kind of document that was passed on for generations around the world through different moments in history and buried underground and, kept away from people and so forth. It's just ridiculous. I mean, philosophers, spiritual people have always been sharing what they know openly to whoever wants to listen to it. And the ideas, in The Secret were not discovered underground on some secret mission to Egypt or something like that. They were, the ideas were put together from information that's freely available on the internet and through books and so forth. It's just information. And it's not information that a lot of people have resonated with about, self-empowerment and creating your own life and attracting what you want to attract in your life. But it's certainly nothing new, nothing secret, and certainly not something that has been hidden throughout the ages until now. It's just manipulative to portray it in that way. It gives it more mystique, which people like, like it's Nicolas Cage National Treasure film or whatever. But it's silly. And what I like about it is that it gets people out of the victim consciousness that permeates throughout the world and shifts the focus towards what you can do to change your life, what you focus upon. And I think that's really powerful. And the only thing that is off-putting in terms of what is being focused upon in the film is that so much of it is materialistic. A kid with his bike, adult wants a car and house and more money. And all of these various material concerns, I can understand that they would choose these because, the idea of you got to meet people where they're at, and that's what a lot of people want. But this is supposedly a spiritual concept. And there's nothing wrong with the things of this world and money and those kinds of things, but they don't create satisfaction for very long. And so it kind of missed out on an opportunity to include portrayals of characters who are looking for a peaceful mind. I mean, I have explored a lot of different avenues towards what it is that I want and have come to believe that ultimately I want to be at peace. I want to have a quiet mind, not be conflicted. And I found that material abundance came into my life when I started dealing with relationships directly and dealing with my issues, and that led to clearing up my mind. I think that most of what clutters people's minds is unresolved relationship issues. And so when you deal with that stuff directly and communicate with people honestly, then your mind clears up and you can receive guidance more effectively. And so I was able to receive guidance as needed for my business, and I would follow it, and it worked. And another thing with materialism is that not everyone's here necessarily to make a lot of money. If you make enough to get by, but you're enjoying your life on a day-to-day basis, that's fine. People may manifest different amounts of money because it relates to their purpose and what they're to do with that money and so forth. But don't perpetuate this illusion that you have to be like the characters in The Secret who, they find nirvana through a really nice house. That's just ridiculous. And there is a concept from the book Creating Affluence, which I like, by Deepak Chopra, that says, if you follow the goddess of knowledge, then the goddess of affluence will be jealous and follow. And I like this concept that if you focus upon truth, finding your own truths, finding spiritual truths, finding what is real in life, then the things that you desire or that will come in, that are necessary for your journey, will come into your life more effortlessly. So follow what is real, follow the deeper stuff, follow your self-healing and healing of relationships or ending of relationships where necessary, and things will come into your life more easily. Another positive thing about The Secret is an idea that I think can be summarized by the concept of where attention goes, energy flows. It's a concept I heard long before The Secret, but it's basically a message behind The Secret. And so, if you're focusing on things that are positive in your life, that will help you to see life in a more positive light and have more positive experiences. But if you focus upon what is negative, what is not working, what you don't have, that will reinforce the message of lack and attract more lack. So I think that's very empowering. So I would recommend it overall, but keep in mind that the opening sequence and how it portrays what the secret is and how it has been passed along is just fictional and silly. And don't get too crazy about the materialism focus. There's this quote, I'll paraphrase it, it's from a song by the Polyphonic Spree, and it goes something like, "Don't fall in love with diamond rings, or tragedy will find its way in everything you do or all that you hold true," or something like that. And I like that, it's not in alignment with true purpose to fetishize things, to fetishize nice cars, nice houses, Sometimes you can feel more peace with a modest home because there's less to deal with, less rooms to clean, and just, it can be enough to live simply and to experience abundance in a way that doesn't require emulation of kings and queens, and it doesn't matter that much. If it comes into your life, that's great, but do not over-attach to it, or you will be deluding yourself as to what is truly going to give you happiness. If you have a peaceful mind, that's the most important thing.